Good morning. Welcome back to Carrie Moody. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. I truly appreciate you being here. So last night, Ziggy came through with another great interview. This time with the ex-wife of Billy Shipley. Now, if you've been following the Summer Wells case, and you've probably heard Billy's name brought up a few times. Now, there are a few Billys in this sad case. But this Billy specifically, him and Kelly married after only knowing each other for about a month, and then they were really only married for a few months. Kelly and Billy were not together during the time that Summer Wells disappeared, so she really didn't have a whole lot to offer regarding Summer Wells' case specifically. However, some of the things that she did bring up very well could be related. Now, I believe these two were together during 2022. Now, to listen to her, she sounds very calm about everything. But if what she is saying is true, this Billy Shipley is the type nightmares are made of. We have abuse against animals, abuse against women, drugs, living in the woods, and even the possible death of a woman at the hands of this evil person. So in the very beginning, Ziggy and Kelly start discussing Billy's ex-wife. So her name is Sherry, and allegedly she passed away from an OD, and this is what Kelly had always been told. However, Kelly says that the autopsy shows she actually died from blunt force trauma. She also said that the ex, Sherry, had left Billy for about 3 weeks and went into hiding from him, basically. But after 3 weeks, Sherry sadly went back to Billy. Well, within about 3 hours of her arrival back at Billy's house, Sherry had suddenly passed away. Now, her daughters say that their mother didn't even do drugs, that she was an alcoholic, but that she did not do drugs. They never believed the OD story. According to Kelly, Billy is currently being investigated for the death of his ex, Sherry. So at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, Carrie, but what does this have to do with Summer Wells? Well, you see, Dawn and Billy actually worked together for a couple of weeks. And as he did the same to Dudley Ajon, Dawn did not pay Billy his pay. The other connection that you will see here in a little bit is the proximity from Billy Shipley's house to that of Summer Wells. But anyway, back to the story. So Kelly goes on to tell the story of how Billy went about getting his money back from Mr. Don Wells. And this is something else, you guys.
Shanna says, can you ask how Don and Wild Bill connected with work? Do you know where they met originally, Don Wells and Bill?
No, I don't know, but there's not in those like three little hills there. There's not a lot of people, and most of them live there their whole life. So they, I imagine that they've known each other for a long time. I really don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure.
Was a short-lived this was like, a 6-month relationship at best. So, and you guys didn't know each other before then. So I thought you guys would find this interesting because it does a little bit tie into, he is friends or was friends with Don Wells, and he lived.
Okay, real quick, I just want to interject. The text that you're seeing on the screen, that is allegedly from Billy to Kelly. He has sent many of these kind of threatening messages, and Ziggy showed all these on the live. You can check them all out there. But the real reason I wanted to interject is because I see it happen so often when people work together or they're friends on, say, Facebook or even neighbors. That doesn't necessarily mean they're friends, right? Okay, I think we all know that.
Well, I don't think they were friends. I don't think I finished the story about them working together. Yeah, he didn't pay him, And the story he's told me 3 or 4 times was, a couple days after not getting paid, he sees Don at a stoplight. And he says that his little girl's with him, Don's little girl's with him, and they got out of the car and pulled a gun out and said, "We're going to your house and you're going to pay me." And he said that happened. He followed him up to the house, and he grabbed a hold of the little girl's hand, Summer's hand, and held it while Don went in to the bedroom and got his paycheck, which I think was around $500, if I remember right. I'm not sure.
Wow.
And gave it to him, and he left.
He was holding Summer ransom to make sure he got his money. Is that what he was doing?
Well, for what he would describe 3 minutes at best,
but still, that's weird. That's weird. Like, it was like he was gonna, I'm gonna make sure you come back with my money. I have your daughter type thing. That's what it sounds like. With a gun in his hand. What? He had a gun?
That's what he said. And that's what he got. One of his original charges was for carrying a gun.
Wow. What do you think he's capable of hurting a child, though?
Not. I don't think he would actually. I saw him pretty mad, and
Kelly really seemed to struggle with this question, and I get it. She was very abused, whether she realizes it or not. She truly was. But after listening to the entire live last night and everything that came out and all the text messages, I absolutely 120% believe he is capable of anything, including that of a child.
I haven't seen him around children much. I think that I would be surprised if he brutally killed a child. Now, is he capable of taking one if he was mad, for vengeance?
Money or something?
Yeah. That would not surprise me.
But
right,
because it doesn't sound like he has much empathy, really. It doesn't sound like it bothers him too much to hurt somebody. He seems quite capable. Did he ever feel bad, act like he felt bad for putting his hands on you or anything? Or was
no.
Well, he's a monster, so of course he doesn't feel anything like that at all. And let me tell you, Kelly told some really horrendous stories of things that he had did to her. And I do suggest you go and watch Ziggy's full live. I will link it in the description below. With that said, now, I don't really think this is the same Billy that was mentioned by Hunter and his mom. I've seen other creators, and I think Ziggy also felt that it could be. Here's why. Let's watch this clip real quick, and then I'll let you know what
I heard because I asked her why he called.
Okay.
The only thing that she told me from the phone call is that there was some dude, Andrew, Anthony, Andy, whatever it was. Just the name A.
Okay.
That's all I remember. Is that he's been up on the property for a week or two, trying to, I guess she said, touch the little kids. That's what I was told.
He's trying to have what?
Touch the little kids.
Touch the kids?
Give him a hug or something.
What do you think? Do you think that's true?
I mean, it could be, because she's had this, name was Billy, right? Yes, Billy. Billy was up there doing that stuff until we got arrested.
And Billy is the brother?
No.
The son?
No. Billy was an old drunk.
He's what?
Drunk.
He was an old drunk that was a friend of theirs that used to get in arguments with his wife.
And go
his
up
wife
to their
would
house.
take him out, and he would go up there and sleep in one of the sheds on the property.
Got it. And who was Billy trying to touch?
Well, Billy has a hots for grandma.
The grandma.
Got it. But what about the kids?
Oh no, he wasn't around the little kids. His mom wouldn't allow that with their mom.
So why would...
All right, so the first reason why I don't think this is the same Billy is because Allie said he is an old drunk man. Well, Billy Shipley is only about 51 years old, and gosh, I hope they're not calling that old. I sure hope they're not. But anyway, also, the other main reason, though, that I say that is because this lady, Kelly, says that Billy lived in a camper, but it's very, very far out there, like totally one of the last places on the left. He and his brother own approximately 60 acres, as well as the White Cemetery. So it sounds, based on what she said, that like their trailer / camper was pretty debilitated, much like Fred Hill's, because she also said that they would sometimes camp out. Additionally, she said that Billy used to drink, but he did not during the time that she was with him, which was only, very briefly, and it was after Summer had gone missing. At the time that Summer Wells went missing, Billy and Kelly lived in West Virginia. Now, she does mention a camp, and I wonder if this isn't the same camp that Allie and Cam found. Bless them. I truly hope they find their way soon. But also, Jody Sue Brown has shown messages about a little girl being up there, meth cooking, etc., and that the little girl suddenly was gone, but nobody reported her. That could also have been a Wild Fred Hill story, but I do think that Jody Sue Brown put out some text about that as well. So let's listen to what Kelly and Ziggy had to say all about this campsite area.
Oh, one more question about somebody was asking, did he ever camp like in the woods, like when he didn't have a place to stay? Would he go stay out in the woods?
I don't know.
Stay in anybody's shed or stay in anybody's
there was a little campsite up the hill from his camper. And
is it that was that off Light Road? Because there's a camp. I guess there's a camp, guys, I'm learning about.
Off of Light Road is where his mama's house is. And he has a trailer way back in the back of that property that had a fire or something. The roof in the middle of it is gone. So, but that he has like 60 acres right there off of Light Road.
So he does have actually his own property, but doesn't want to stay.
Well, his brother lives on it too, and they don't get along. And like I said, Bill said that he did used to stay, back a little ways behind his brother's house, but the trailer's not usable anymore. Him and his brother like own a big section right there, including the cemetery. I think that he would sometimes camp at the cemetery. That there's even like a little outhouse there.
Which cemetery do you know?
White Cemetery.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Listen, you're not going to find me at no damn cemetery after dark, let alone be camping out at one. These guys are crazy.
Okay. Well, it's funny that you bring up this something about camp, because Fred told me something yesterday that about off of Light Road that there is a camp. There's a church camp or something right off Light Road, and it's out there back there by where that Brandon kid lives, guys. That JLR, is what Fred said. And I guess this camp, I don't know where Fred gets this, where he heard this.
I've been there. I've been there. I think I'm pretty sure I've been there many times.
It has where there's like an old building, like an old I don't know, looks like post office or something old.
Yeah,
If it would,
yeah, yeah, and that's all of his relatives' property. And of course, they let him hang around, but I mean, and they own so much of those woods that like I want to say at least 200 acres, maybe more. Um,
okay.
yeah, and
What's
yeah, there's a old church there that you would never think was a church. Well,
yeah?
there's actually two churches on that road that
Are they
are
really
that
tiny?
are often
Tiny?
closed, and then they reopen them. Um, yeah, they'll be whenever somebody wants to try to run it.
Yeah. Is it really tiny churches?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Because
Well,
Fred said that church camp, and guys, this is something that I don't know what he says, that he heard that they hide people out there or something, or they hide. He said, I don't know. I need to talk to him, ask him more about this. This
well,
is
I know that they will allow people to hide there. Um,
yeah.
like I said, I was only in the picture for a couple months. I never seen anybody there that didn't want to be there, and I only ever saw grown-ups there. The people that actually live there seem like very good people, other than the fact that they are his family. But
So you
they
saw
said,
this campsite or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? A camp, like a camp, like a church camp or some kind of camp. Like, did you? Were yeah. So
I
you
mean, it
know
would have been
about
tiny. It would have been. I wouldn't have thought of it as a camp, and until you said that it looked like maybe at one point possibly it could have been a very small, but in that area it would only have to be small because there's not very many people.
so
Yeah.
who would hide people? When you say hide people, who would hide people?
No, I said that the people that lived there would most certainly let somebody that needed to hide there, but if they asked, I didn't see anything about people being hidden there.
Our phone
Yeah, I
cut
mean, they would
out.
let you hide there and probably not even ask you what you did. There's,
Is
they're, if you go there and say, I need to hide, they're going to protect you, is
mhm.
what the thing, like if that was going, like, I think they would do that, but it's, like I
Is
said,
it by
they
chance
seem like
Light
really good
Hollow Road?
people.
Is it Light Hollow Road or is it Light
Yeah,
Road? Do you know
yeah,
Light Hollow Road or Light Road?
Light Hollow.
Okay.
There might be both out there.
Now there's two different roads, but all right.
so what really, I guess, stood out to me in this whole interview was mainly Billy basically holding Summer ransom for his $500 paycheck. That was a little crazy to hear. Also about the camping out and there being those other people back there. That situation is really strange too, and especially if you take into consideration the text that I showed earlier that Jody Sue Brown had posted on her community page. Now, Billy Shipley is currently in Sullivan County Jail for violation of parole, felon carrying a weapon, and some drug charges. Now, Kelly did say that he has no SA charges on him. But again, she also said that he is being investigated for the murder of his ex. It appears that he went to jail on November 14th, 2023. My final thoughts on this. Does this guy have anything to do with the disappearance of Summer Wells on June 15th, 2021? I don't know. Do I think he's capable? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I think he is very capable of most anything. He was in the area. He has the background of somebody that is very capable of doing these kinds of things. But if nothing else, it just shows us another layer, another horrible person that lived in the area of Summer Wells. And any one of these people, or any combination of these people that we talk about, could be the actual perpetrators. Keep keep that in mind. Again, if you would like to see the full interview, you can find that on Ziggy's channel. I also have linked it in the description below.